guys, it's Manager Kylie, and in today's video I'm going to explain to you how scoring in golf works. So today I'm going to go through how scoring in golf works and the reasons why a lowest score is who wins. And I'm going to explain all the different ways that you can score in golf and some of the terminology around scoring in golf. But if you're interested in more sports administration, coaching tips and drills to use with your team, definitely hit the subscribe button, turn the bell so you get notified every time I upload. I post a new video every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So to start off, the big thing about scoring in golf is lowest score is the winner. So the person with the lowest amount of strokes is who wins. And this makes sense because you want to get the least amount of strokes to get the ball in the hole, and that's how you calculate your winner. The most common method of this scoring is called stroke play. This is when you strictly just count the amount of strokes it takes somebody to hit the ball from the tee into the hole for each of the 18 holes. When you add together all your individual holes, you get your gross score, and that is your total. If you are playing with a handicap, you would subtract that from that gross score to get a net score. Some courses play with a handicap, some people don't. Depends on the tournament and the course. Whether or not you're playing with a handicap, you would subtract the number that is your handicap from your gross score to get your net score. And the reason somebody might use a handicap is to try to equalize the game. If somebody is much stronger than another player in the event, they would use that to try to equalize it and make it more of a fair event. That way there isn't a drastic difference between all these scores based on skill. It's more based on how they perform that day. Having somebody that's brand new to golf playing against somebody that's played for years, usually the person that's brand new would get a handicap. So on a scorecard, you usually see what's called par, and par for the course is the expected number of shots for each hole. Generally, most 18-hole courses have a par of 72, and the holes range from a par of 3 to a par of 5. So you have 3, 4, and 5 are the pars for the individual holes, and together a course would add all those different pars up, and you would get 72. Par is what is expected to be shot. Somebody that is shooting par is getting exactly what they are expected to get on that course. So scores are usually shown in relationship to par. So you might see somebody that's +1 or -1. -1 just means that they are 1 below par. +1 means they are 1 above par. And you want to be negative in golf, and then you want to have the smallest score at the end. So if you get a lot of negatives, that means you're taking that par value of 72 for most courses. And if you have a lot of negatives, that means you're subtracting from that, getting a lower score. You can think of golf as a number line. So par is the 0 in the middle, and then you have your negatives on one side and your positives on the other side, and you want to be in that negative side. That means you're shooting below par and you're actually doing better than what's expected. If you're shooting on the positive side, that means you're not doing as well as expected. And there's a few different terminologies related to how you're doing in relationship to par. Obviously, if you get a hole in one, you get 1 point. But there is also for the par 4s and par 5s, you get an eagle if you shoot 2 below par. So for on a 5, if you shoot a 3, you would get an eagle. This is 2 below, so this would equal a -2. Then if you shoot 1 below par on any of the holes, this is called a birdie. So you are getting a birdie, which is 1 below par, which means on a par 3 you shot a 2, which means on a par 4 you shot a 3, so forth and so on to get the -1. If you're shooting par, that means you're shooting exactly what's expected, so you're 3, 4, or 5 depending on the respective hole. If you're shooting a bogey, that means you shot 1 above par. That's a +1, so that means you shot a 5 on a par 4, a 4 on a par 3, and then there's also double bogey. That means you're shooting 2 above par, so you're shooting a 7 on a par 5, 6 on a par 4, and so forth. These are just the ones that have names. Plenty of people shoot over, then it's just kind of whatever your positive score is. And these scores are generally used, the negatives and the positives. This is what you see on like professional scoreboards. So if you're watching golf, you would see on the scoreboard that I would say +1, -1. This is especially helpful in multi-day tournaments as people's scores get huge, and you don't want to put that they have 152 because it's hard to understand how they're doing in relationship to where they are on the course and what the actual par is. So putting that they are -5 shows that they're actually doing pretty well. Somebody else might have 152 but has shot less holes, which generally means that they're probably positive. So showing them in relationship to negative and positive allows you to better understand how people are comparing to each other and whether people are having a good day or a bad day. So if you have any questions about how scoring in golf works, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I will have a few other videos describing the scoring, along with I have some videos about doing scorebooks for sports like basketball and volleyball. So if you're interested in any other sport and there's something specific you want to see for a sport, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I'd be happy to give you my input on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next Wednesday.